Hi, all you sweet people out there, all on your journey in this crazy and fantastic world. This little video is our fourth one in the little series about power. And today is a difficult subject because it's a subject of pain. And it can seem funny or strange to say that pain is a part of our power, because when we are in pain, usually we just see that we're weak and we are being victimized, we're struggling, and we just want it to pass. But when we look at it with the eyes of our heart, we'll actually see that pain is a very powerful part of our life and a necessary part. So I'll just go on a little journey here through the things that I've written down, and I'll start off saying that all people experience pain. It just is a part of life. No one can avoid pain, and there's all sorts of pain. There's the physical pain. There's the mental pain of just not being able to cope. There's emotional pain, which is probably, all the sorts of pains there are. There's spiritual pain also, when you really can't find your spirit and you feel you're suffering in your spirit. There's just all types of pain. And I think it's very, very important that when we're in the middle of something painful, that we really look around and think about how much pain there actually is in this world, and how people usually you can find many stories of people who have gone through horrific pain. And the interesting thing is that the ones that we really notice and that really touch us are the ones who go through the pain strong, and who go through the pain with humility and love, who don't become hard from the pain, but who become more loving. They're the ones that we notice and who inspire us. Luckily, because God is speaking within us and in our heart, and our heart says, look at him, look at her, they're fantastic, and do what they do. So the aim for us, if we want to live in our power and in deep joy in this world, the aim is to look at our power with the eyes of the heart. So I found a few things that are the reason why we are in a lot of pain, and definitely some of the pain we go through is necessary, because it's the only way we're going to grow. If you hear of someone who just had a great life, everything was fantastic in their childhood, they had a beautiful partner, beautiful children, beautiful house, everything was fine. Well, first of all, it doesn't exist, but if you hear the story and this person dies a happy man or a happy woman, they just have not got, it doesn't exist, first of all, but we think that there are people who don't suffer. But what makes us really powerful and makes us build our power is that we go through pain. And it even says in the Bible, well, everything is in the Bible or in all the holy books, it says that God has actually let us go astray, let us go into pain, where we finally, life becomes so painful that we call for him and we knock on his door. And not till we knock will he open, because God won't force you into the heavenly state, but he's actually promising you the heavenly state on earth. You're being promised to live a beautiful, beautiful life if you want to. And it's not easy. I know, it's not easy. So, but one of the great things that's holding us back and that's making our life very painful is that we have this belief that life wasn't meant to be fun. Why life is not meant to be good. Life is just pretty tough, and you have to get through it. And that is the first one that we have to leave, because it's not true. We hear to love ourselves, to enjoy ourselves 100%, and to even feel that joy is growing every single day of our lives. So this, I think, is a wrong belief. The other belief that I think is also holding us back is that when we have pain, we've learned that just take it away. Take a pill, do something to remove it, because it's bad, pain is bad, just take it away so we can get on with our life. That's another wrong belief, unhealthy belief. We have to actually embrace the pain, and we'll move on to that in a minute. But pain we should not see as something bad. Although when you're experiencing physical pain, like you're putting your hand into something hot, you have to move it away to stop the pain. So these, the body will tell you when you're doing something painful to stop it, because of course the body doesn't want to be in pain. But sometimes we're doing things to ourselves that actually are creating pain in our body, because it's all subconscious, that we simply don't stop. We just keep doing it, and that can be food and many things that we do where we treat ourselves in a way that causes pain. So becoming much better and really listening deeply to our truth within, it will guide us away from the pains that we are causing on ourselves that really aren't necessary. Another one came when my husband and I were having a little chat the other day, and we'd had a very powerful day, and we both, he said to me, "You're my anchor," and I said to him straight back, "You're my anchor too." And in the situation, it sounded really great, really wonderful. We can be each other's anchor. But as the days went by, I really got to see that this is not healthy. It's not a healthy way to be. Nobody should be your anchor. And I think that's the third, really destructive ways of living that we have just gotten used to using, like a life tool. It's a very unhealthy life tool. But of course, when you're little, you need anchors. You need these grown-ups to take care of you, and for everything in life, you need this. But when you grow to a certain point, you're going to have to start letting go. And what we think when we have our anchor in someone else, we think that the fact that they're there and we can be attached to them will make us joyful, will make our life good, will make everything right. It won't. It simply won't. So I think this is one of the really big ones, that we're actually attached to people in an unhealthy way because we're expecting them to bring us joy or love, like in the situation with us parents who aren't seeing our children. We get angry, and that's because, well, there's many reasons why it is so hard. But one of the ones is that we believe deep down that by being attached to our child in different ways, we will be happy. And when they don't want to do it, we become sad. And really what they're feeling, many of them, I think, is that we're holding on to them, and we're sort of trying to suck the love out of them. We're having our roots in their life because we want to suck up all the love. And no matter if it's a child or a partner or a boss or anyone who we really love and we're really happy to know, we really have to let go of them and realize that our anchor has to be in Mother Earth, in spirit, right where we are, in ourselves. We have to have our anchor in the ground, in ourselves, in the ocean that we are swimming in. We have to put it into there, into our own system, so that we are rooted in ourselves. And then we let go of people in a really healthy way, and we stop we stop expecting them to fulfill our needs. And of course, all the pain that we feel when we're in this way of thinking, holding on to people, when we stop doing this, all the pain's going to go away. Because we're going to see that the only one who can really, really fulfill me is spirit and matter is where I am, is my own heart, is all the love in my heart. That's what's going to fulfill me. And taking care of myself, being good to myself, being a loving person towards myself. And I'll do one on love, the power of love. But this is a very, very powerful thing to do, to let go of people. So that was the third one of the things that create pain in our life that is not necessary. So when pain does occur in our life, we might do all these things right, get rid of all these three things, and I'll repeat them, believing that life is not meant to be joyous and wonderful and fantastic and make us laugh. The second one, that pain is something bad, just push it away, just get rid of it. And the third one, being anchored into other people or even other things, or it can be anything that you think that this is going to give me joy, this is going to make my life pain-free. So these three lies, we might move away from them, and still there's pain in our life. And that is, as I mentioned before, because we have to go through pain. And I believe that the more we do these beautiful, wonderful things that heal us and cleanse us and make us new, all these different things that I've suggested in different videos, the more we do this, the less pain we're going to need, because we're growing on our own. We're growing without the need of pain. So we're going to, I'm sure, that the world to come, when we've been through all the bad stuff, or even just every day, we're moving into less and less pain if we want to. So life on earth is going to change a lot, I believe, as I've said before, and it's not going to contain all the pain that we used to. And as I've mentioned before, this cleansing process we're all in, where we're leaving the old and embracing the new, does cause some pain. So we get some physical pain. Like, for instance, at the moment I have this pain in my back and legs and feet, and I've never had pain in my joints before. But apparently when we change spiritually, the more we open and change the way we think and live, it's actually quite a process for the body. So we might, they call them ascension symptoms, that when you're sort of ascending, when you're moving out of the old way of being and into the new, you can get some funny symptoms. So we have to prepare for that. And now I want to mention this book that I have I've mentioned before. This beautiful, I just love this book because it's so full of hope that we're all going to have a great time soon. We're going to go through some bad stuff, but it's going to get all good, and I love that. It just really makes me happy, because all the bad things in life can get you so depressed that you just get into a state of sort of constant, sort of a subtle depression. But this is helping me out of it. And also learning to connect with the angels. That's something I'll talk about another day, but that is so powerful. But anyway, Diana Cooper talks about pain. And she talks about, it's in a chapter on page 89, Initiation and Crucifixion. And she says this is really the growth that we all need to go through. It's different initiations, and I think there are 5 altogether. And the first initiation is that you have a physical problem, physical pain. a disease, something really that really shakes your whole life and system. And if you believe in reincarnation, it might have happened hundreds of years ago, and you might be on your second or third initiation. But we're all on different levels, and no matter how far we've come, nobody's better than anyone else. That's really important to remember. So that was the first one was the physical initiation, and you go through it by not fighting it. So go through it with love and acceptance. That's the way you move through it. And if you keep fighting it, you're going to stay in it. So, and luckily, most of us are so wise and so filled with love that we go through it, and we move on to our next initiation. And the second one is taking charge of our emotions. And she says it's one of the most difficult ones to achieve. That's when all our emotions go berserk. I think I'm in that. And she says sometimes it takes many lifetimes to master the emotional body. So she's mentioning these bodies, like I mentioned the other time in the last video. And then there's the third one. I think that's the mental one. It's mastering the thoughts and the whole mental way we work. And then she says the fourth one, I can read for you if you like. The most devastating initiation is the fourth one, known as the crucifixion. Jesus took his one on the cross. It involves the offering of yourself at an emotional level and tests your deepest fears in order to lift some of the fear in the collective consciousness. It often involves rejection and loss on a personal and emotional level. However, on a spiritual level, it is the gateway to something higher. And the fifth initiation is when we die or something. I think this is fascinating, and I believe that that's just one of the pains, the pain of being a parent and not having contact with your children. That is actually when we are in the fourth initiation. And she says, Diana Cooper, that her fourth initiation lasted 20 years. It's pretty horrific. But I think that's what I feel. The rejection from other people saying, we hate you, you're no good, you're awful, I don't want to be with you, I don't want to live with you, I don't want to have anything to do with you. That rejection is just so hard. And when you take it as a learning step, a learning process, and you see it all with your heart, you don't end up beating up the other people and telling them they're stupid idiots because they don't like you. You stop doing that and you say, okay, here comes the pain, and it's going to be okay. I'm going to get through it. And when we do get through it. So I think I've touched all the areas I wanted to touch, and so just summing it all up, I want to say that no matter what type of pain, I just want to mention this, that the physical pain that we experience all has a meaning. So if you have a sore right hand, it might be your masculine side that's worn out. It can be all sorts of different messages that your body is actually trying to tell you. So pain always comes in the best way to teach us what we need to learn. So the more we listen to the pain and tune into what it's trying to tell us, the quicker we will move on, and the pain won't be necessary in our lives. So, but the power of pain is immense because it makes us grow, and it makes us grow into more beautiful, magnificent, loving, and peaceful beings. And it makes us so strong. And we become inspiration for other people. So the pain that we've gone through, we can support other people because we know what it feels like. So if you're experiencing pain in your life now, the art is, the tool that we need to use is to really, really center yourself and make your life as loving and comfortable as you can so that you can be in this situation, and use prayer, use rest, use all the tools that make you comfortable where you are, and keep focusing on that life is good and that you are powerful. See you soon.